the hag has dementia. I have always had short-term memory loss. Have I told the story about, speaking of memories, did I ever tell the story about me disrupting 2 classrooms in, like, I was that forgetful that I forgot something, and I ended up disrupting 2 classrooms in like year 4, I think, in primary school. And basically, so we had, back in the day, you know, sometimes there were 2 classes in my year. And so each classroom, obviously, different sort of levels. I think the smart class, I think I was in the smart class. And so for certain subjects, I would have to go to the smart classroom, which involved taking all the stuff that you needed with you to the next classroom from your desk. So I took all my stuff to the other room. And then when we were trying to do the homework, or like we had a bunch of, I think maybe it was just the homework, or worksheets that we were supposed to bring with us, and I couldn't find mine. And so I was like, oh, miss, can I go get my worksheets? I think I left it in my desk. So I then went back to the other classroom and spent 20 minutes rummaging through my desk whilst another student was sitting at my desk trying to find the worksheets, thinking that I'd lost it. And then I couldn't find it. And so the teacher in the other classroom was getting very mad at me, because they were like, Clio, you're constantly disrupting the class. You're constantly disrupting it, trying to find this worksheet. You silly sausage. And then I was like, I'm sorry. And then I go back to the other classroom, and the teacher was like, well, did you have it? And I was like, no. And then I opened my because I think we had like all our stuff in like Ziploc plastic cases. And then I opened that, and it was in there the entire time.
Bruh.
And then I got in trouble with both teachers because I spent like half the class just like trying to find something that I already had. And then I think, if I can remember correctly, they sat me down at lunch one time, and I had to make out a timetable in, I want to say it was old, this was probably, it was a Windows 98 computer? I think it was a Windows 98 computer. Or was it Windows 97? Is it 98 or 97? They made me make a schedule in, I want to say it was Microsoft Office, like Microsoft Word. I had to make a table in Microsoft Word in Windows 98, and then they made me print it out, and it had like insultingly, you know how like sometimes for old people they have the fonts of their phones in massive block text so they can read it? It was like that. So it just had like, you know, Tuesday, 10 o'clock, maths. I was like, oh man, I feel like an idiot. I mean, I was briefly in primary school in the special needs class. I don't think you call it the special needs class anymore. I don't know if they do. I don't know what happened, but for some reason, when I was in, I want to say year 3 or year 2, they randomly started making me take the special education classes with like the kids who had like ADHD and autism and stuff. I have no idea why. I have absolutely no idea why. I guess I was just really fucking stupid, or maybe they thought I had something. I think it was probably because I didn't concentrate in class. I have absolutely no idea why they did it. Because I don't have, like, I was never diagnosed with anything. As far as I'm aware, I'm still neurotypical, I think is the correct term. As far as I'm aware, I don't have anything. And so maybe I just didn't ever concentrate in class and they just assumed I had something. Because my parents, when I mentioned it to my parents, they were like, what? What? Why are you in the special ed class? And then eventually they just took me out of it because I think, you know, I'm not to be insulting to the other people who were in those classes, but they were doing like at the age of 7 or something, or 8, it was like draw a banana, and then we would draw a banana, and it would be like, well done, Clio, you drew a banana. Like, you know, classes for people who have like actual intellectual disabilities, right? Thank you, Apache. Thank you for the super chat. I had no idea why they put me in the classes with people with autism and ADHD, says the woman who's now a VTuber. I don't know. It was really, really weird. I think maybe I just wasn't concentrating in classes and just getting distracted. Because I'm going to be honest, I was not a very good student when I first started school, I guess. There were lots of times I just, didn't pay attention in classes, I guess. And I was kind of a little bit of a troublemaker. So maybe that was the reason that they did it. But, you know, I got my act together. I had that happen once in high school as well. Because, you know, they do like the smart class and then the dumb class. And then I think my marks must have slipped because I just wasn't paying attention. And I ended up in the dumb class. And then the dumb class was literally like the equivalent of the year previous sort of level of schooling. It was a weird school, right? So like, say for example in year 8, the dumb class would be doing the equivalent of like year 7 work, and then the kids in the smart class would be doing like actual year 8 classes. And for some reason I ended up in the dumb class, and then I was like, wait a second, we already did all this, I know the answers, and I ended up getting like 100% marks in like every subject. And then and then the teacher was like every class was really easy, and I felt amazing. I felt like incredible because all of these classes were so easy. And I did all the like, sometimes they would give us like assessments, like, you know, like assignments and whatnot. They would give us the assignments, and they were so simple and straightforward that I could do the assignments in the class that they were given to us and then submit them to the teacher. And then I never had any homework. I never had any homework. And the teachers were just like, I have no idea why you're in this class. So I got to be, yeah, I was queen of the crayon eaters. Except like the people in my class weren't dumb. Yeah, my MMR dropped and I was smurfing in high school, I guess. It was such a weird school. I wasn't there very long because we kept moving.